Hi guys, Sean here from the Strong Life Project, here with another one of our LE Gear videos. So the strategic partnership with LE Gear to bring you guys some education for the military, law enforcement, first responder community as part of the LE Gear customer base. So we're talking today about PTSD. Today is Ptsd Awareness Day, and what I want to talk to you about is three main things to do with PTSD. So the first thing, PTSD is not a mental health condition, it is a mental injury. So PTSD being post-traumatic stress disorder, if you guys haven't heard of that, I'd doubt if you haven't. It's something that is quite prevalent through police, military and first responders, obviously because of the level of violence and human depravity that those careers see. Now, I suffered through PTSD, depression and battled suicide myself after a 30-year police career a number of years ago now. And the first thing for me that was really important is that differentiation of PTSD as a mental injury. It's something that occurs because of what you see and what you experience in your career. So for instance, if you were shot, you broke your leg or something happened in your career, then that would be a workplace injury. This mental injury, PTSD, is exactly the same. So what it helps to do is helps you to understand that it's not a mental health condition, it's not a mental illness, it's not something that is actually you've caught, it's not something that is contagious, obviously, something that occurs very similar to a wound, a broken bone, or something else significant. It occurs because of what you've done. Therefore, my thing that I find, and somebody said to me once, that PTSD doesn't affect, well, cowards don't get PTSD essentially. And I love that, because what it says to you is that people, if you work hard and you do really good work within that police, military and first responder community, you may well have some sort of mental injury or mental impact. That's a totally understandable thing. So it's not something for you to be afraid of. Second of all, there's a stigma around it. People don't want to talk about it, don't want to identify with it or get help for it because of the fear of being judged and because of the fear of being seen as weak. Now, because of that stigma and that fear, for me 16 years ago, I didn't get help with it and it very nearly cost my life. I ended up in a real battle with suicide, lay in bed 3 nights in a row with a Glock pistol in my hand going to end my life. So the stigma around it exists because we don't talk about it enough. Don't talk about the stigma around PTSD and mental health critical stress like something that exists outside of you, exists in all of our minds and all of our heads when we're not willing to talk about it. So we really need to start this conversation more around PTSD and the effects. And the third part is it is absolutely curable. It's something you can absolutely come through and you can deal with. The key to it is getting to it as early as you possibly can. So I put out a lot of education, information around inoculating yourself against the effects and the symptoms of critical stress and PTSD. And if you are suffering from it at the same time, there's a whole lot of stuff you can do to come out of it, as well as talking to psychologists, psychiatrists, etc. There's a whole lot of lifestyle factors that can help. And if you want to reach out to me, Sean, SHAUN, at thestronglifeproject.com, I'm so happy to give you those things. So the thing for me is getting to it early, getting treatment for it, making sure that you understand that it is absolutely 100% curable. It doesn't have to affect you for the rest of your life. So those 3 points about PTSD is super important to me. It's a mental injury, it's not a mental illness. The stigma around it don't exist because we don't talk about it and make it a common topic of conversation. The third part is it is absolutely curable. You can come out the other side. If there's anything I can do for you around this topic, anything you want to know, reach out to me at thestronglifeproject.com. So happy to help. Thanks again to LE Gear for giving me the opportunity to get this information out to you guys. Have an amazing day and we'll talk very soon.